My fellow robot lovers, it is I, Little Big Robots. Welcome back to another video. In a keyboard solo, air drums. Today, I'm looking at another suit, mobile suit, as it's called. Just say Gundam. If you say Gundam, you're gonna heard of Gundam model kits. Gundam Breaker Battlogue is a 6-episode miniseries. Go check it out. You can Google it or put it into YouTube. You can also just go to gundam.info on YouTube and find it. It's a miniseries. I've explained it before. Basically, people pilot these in a VR world. So you build the model like this, put it on the stand, scans it in, puts it in the VR world, then you fight. So no humans are killed or damaged, as they are in normal Gundam shows. Gundam Astray Red Frame Inversion. Spoilers. Pause it here if you don't want to hear any spoilers. Good, okay. This is an evil suit that shows up when the evil AI guy, or the evil guy, I should say, hacks the VR world basically and creates these suits that are piloted by AI. And the AI is very similar to popular pilots from Gundam in the past. You'll see face mask guy, and you'll see girl person, and you'll see so on and on. Go check it out. It's a fun little series. The build series, which started with beginning to build fighters try, the Battlogue, divers re-rise, something. Anyway, it's my favorite series because it is absolutely as kooky as you think it should be as a Gundam thing, but just even more fun. It's what we would all want to do. We all want to take our tiny little robots and pilot them or drive them or control them in a world where you can smash them against each other. It's so silly. I wish I had a child just to get into gunplay with them because it is just the silliest stuff. You know, you've got giant swords, and some of it kind of works as a realistic object. Most of it does not because they aren't real. But also, this is an example of one that is absolutely does not read as real, kind of like the Granddaddy Gundam. Kind of feels like, you know, you can make that. They have the one-to-one, in Japan. Someday they'll probably make it walk on its own and stuff. So it's possible, but this one just feels outrageous and nutty. But that's why I like it. It's a really fun build. The dive series, the build series, diver series, all those where it's contained in a cartoon world and you can watch the cartoons and buy the sets, the suits, are hit or miss. They're all fun, but some are just way fun. This one is a bit of a hit and a bit of a miss. It's a bit of a hit because it is so it's just got such neat little gimmicks in it, and I'll show those here in a minute. And so that while you're building it, you're going, oh, that is clever. Oh, I love how they do that. First caveat, I guess, of the series. There might be a couple of this video. I have 30 or 40 of these kits in my backlog. I've got a lot of them. So I will be building them very fast. That means, an hour or two, whatever it takes, 3 hours. And so you're going to see a lot of nub marks. I don't clean them up, but I'm going to show you some little quick cleanup if you don't know and you want to know. A lot of them have stickers. This one had a few. The only problem with this one's stickers, I don't know where I forgot these. I'll have to check. Oh, I didn't do the hilt. Darn it. The big ones like that you wrap around the sword, for example, get pretty crazy. It's just a bit much, the stickers. I love stickers. I've really grown to really enjoy them. But ones like this, I didn't even really try to apply. It's super nice. Now, from a distance, if you look, it's a cool sword. It's got, but like this sticker of all stickers to make us put, see how small that little bit is? So some stickers like that, you're just like, really, why? Just make that out of gold or color it something different. Just put an actual sticker around the hilt, not the whole thing. Pardon my gross man hands. They're very dried out from using so much hand sanitizer these days. But the sword, this is the Astray, where before it was known for a sword. Fantastic kit, really posable and can do neat stuff. To me, this kit and design reads basically like a walking tennis shoe. If you don't, I'll try to pose a picture or something here. There's certain cars that remind me of tennis shoes. like Nike, those big ugly basketball shoes that people just love to buy, and they're just so freaking ugly. Some of them are very, very, very comfortable, but they're just so ugly, real gaudy and stuff. At the same time, this is such a cool looking kit. The skull motif here on the front, which by the way I had wrong at the beginning, I had to go back and fix it. The head has some fantastic little details in there. Again, you're going to see the nub marks and stuff, but that's all right. I'll show you kind of how, if you want to fix those kind of cheaply and quickly. This part here, I'll show you. Now, I disassembled the arm earlier, so it's a little loose. The shoulder joint is actually mounted in there, so I don't know if you can see that. But it's usually you'll see these shoulder kind of parts that will move like that. Will move more, yeah, there you go. It's got backwards and forwards, but they're usually kind of encased in something. Instead, what they did is, you know, like the muscles on the back of, on your neck, that connect to your shoulder. When you work out, they get super buff and everything like that. You know, wrestlers have like huge muscles right there, so it covers up their neck. This is kind of connected there, and then the arm just gently pokes in there. This plastic here is almost not rubbery. There's certain plastics that are kind of, they're just goopy a little bit, but they're such a pleasure to like cut and stuff because they're just so, it's hard to explain. They're not brittle plastic. So this goes in there a little bit loosely, but once you've got it in there, it's nice and tight. But just that alone, that little arm joint, I thought that was one of the first times I was like, oh, now that is cool. Look at that, how it moves and stuff. The head is pretty typical, nothing special there. You don't really need much with a head. This part, though, will come off, so be careful. What's that called? This stupid antenna thing. And then the backpack, as I was assembling this, I thought, what is this? Well, first of all, you take these out here if you want. And then you have a few, everybody's got piles of these lightsaber, you know, beam saber things. That's a weapon he can pull off his back. But watch this. If you want to do this, it pops out like that. See, so it just, and then it comes down. Now, that alone, I was like, oh, well, that's just a cool gimmick. But what's I mean, look at the little movement there. You get this cool little, again, sorry for my gross hands. You got this cool movement. And it's so that you can pop this down, and then you get this additional backpack, which again, horrible nub marks, you can see. So I like to kind of, I've been enjoying building them fast because it shows you, even if you do a really fast job, how they look, and they still look really cool. So then this part can come down, and plug right to that hole there. You can see, doing this on the camera, and then that's out of the way. And now he's got this flying backpack, and this is still out of the way, but it doesn't look like it's, you know what I mean? It looks like it's got the fin that kind of matches the thing, so it looks like it was thought of. This is one of those kits that is supposed to represent some badass builder coming along and building a really intricate, I mean, look at the back of the head, those little fin things there. A really intricate kit that shows his skill, and you're like, yeah, whatever. But then when you start to build it, these are stickers here, but still, you see these cool little, like, double hinged arms. It's hard to show you here. So it's got a hinge there where the elbow would bend, but it's got one inside as well. So it's like a double bendable arm, which is just fantastic. It's not realistic looking like a human arm, but you remember this is a robot thing, so it doesn't have to obey the laws of the human body. In fact, it's kind of amazing they keep a lot of these in the human type form. The legs as well have all these neat little details in them. When you bend it, you've got this cool interplay with the parts there. It's kind of hard to see. You know, stuff rests inside of other stuff. The feet are pretty typical. For some reason on this one, now this could be because I am not trimming back the nub marks that much, but if you look in there, I did trim them down all the way, and it still had this gap. Let me know in the comments if you see this. I don't know why that's not really snapped down well, or why it can't. I'll need to disassemble it and really work with it, but as you see there, it looks like if you just took away the cool robot part, look at this, let's just take away the cool robot part. Now you've got a guy in baggy pants with running shoes on. It's a bit dorky, the design, but the whole thing works. The colors are great. You got this nice, it might be hard to see on your screen, this is a gray, but then you've got basically a black, but it's kind of a light black. The reds, there's what, 2 or 3 different reds? 2 reds, 3 reds. But it all flows together really, really well. So I'm really, it's not my favorite type of kit, because to me, my favorite kind of suits are kind of grunt suits, real kind of plain looking, not like the Granddaddy. I actually don't really like the Granddaddy at all, really. It's just kind of a boring design, but it was the first. I understand that. I like more grunty suits, like the Grimoire. It's one of my favorite suits ever. You get a normal kind of shield, but again, you get all these opportunities for design. Nice 3-part separation. This is a sticker here, but you've got these nice separated, color separated parts that look really cool. And it's just a neat, I mean, he's going to be able to pose like crazy. If you notice the skirts he has here are just bare minimal because they want you to be able to do some crazy. That's kind of the draw of this one. It's always been a really cool posable kit. And I'm glad to see that even though this one wasn't priced really any much more than the other ones, from what I remember, it feels like it's giving you more engineer or design buck. Now this, I'm sure a lot of this, I don't know enough about the Red Astray. I think I've only built one before, as repeated parts and designs. But you see how the skull motif in the front makes him look like he's doing a crunch already, instead of having you go, you know, crunch it. It gives that. That's the very popular design now. Is even Transformers toys and kits have a crunch there, so it looks like they're bent over like this to make them look cool, I guess. I'm not a fan of it, but it does look cool. That's kind of got that built in for you. Just really, really cool. You get a basic weapon, space weapon. I'm not a big and all that stuff, but it's even the basic stuff has neat little gimmicks like that on it. So with the kit, this is what my 4th one built in the series. I've always enjoyed build divers, fighters, kits. There's always something fun with every one of them. Even some of them might be kind of crap though, but 80% of them are great. This is up there with the great ones. This is going to be a good one if you want to not just snap it and put it together, but really take some time and paint it and stuff. Like I was saying, when you get a good nub mark though, let me see if I can find one right here. Let's see if I can show you. This is going to be hard to lighting. You can see that nub mark right there. If you ever have a black or a red or even a blue or some basic color, just get you a Sharpie, cheapo Sharpie, and you take that off. You take this little part. Now the key here is that you only move his leg out of the way for you so you can see it. So you see that nub mark there is just to put a little dot on it and don't let it dry. Take it as soon as you can and wipe it off. And see, now it looks basically gone. Now you do get Sharpie on your thumb, so you'll have to wash your hands later. But that's an easy, quick, cheap way to just find, if you got a nub mark on a part that you see that right there? It's just, let me see if I can show you. There you go, right there. Let's just hit it real quick. I'm doing this, sorry, in the camera, so it's hard to see. And you just wipe it off, and it's pretty much gone. So you can do that on the red bits as well. There's a little bit, is that one? Let me see if I can find a good red one, and I'll see if it works pretty well. It's kind of cool that it's hard to see them. I mean, you do have to kind of look for them. There's one there, but I can't quite get to that. I have to take that apart. Oh, here's a good black one. Black is easy though, because black you can just literally hit and wipe. Don't wait for it to dry. And be careful if you ever have a bunch, you try to wipe it off with too much alcohol and stuff, you'll eventually hurt your plastic. So you can see what I'm talking about. There's a little bit on the elbow. I'm not seeing much on the red. There's a little bit on the red there. Let me see if I can do that on a red. So this is just a trick I always use. Just an old. If it's a kit that I'm probably not going to paint a bunch and customize. See, oh, sorry, it's out of focus. Now you can't really see it that well. See. So if it's not something that I'm too worried about, I just want to snap it together real quick. But I see some pretty egregious little parts. Little nub marks. It's a good way just to get rid of them. Now you're going to get it on your hand, like I said. So, but there's nothing easier than doing it real quick and getting it on your face. Who cares? It's worth it, because now I've got less nub marks. It looks even better. So fantastic little kit. There are some awful nub marks, by the way, on the side of his head. You can probably see the damage there. Just hit it with black, wipe it off, and you're pretty good. Great little kit. Not my favorite design. I'm not into like ninja looking stuff, but man, what a fun little kit. Probably one of my favorites of the series so far. I hope you enjoy it and go buy it, and then send photos to your friends of you going, hey, look at this cool pose I did with my robot. People are like, your robot is so cool. I just love your robot. It's so neat. That whole thing. I hope all that happens for you and all your dreams of robot posedom come true. Look, you can be playing soccer. There you go. What a great little kit. So fun. Have a good one, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Okay? All right. Get out of here. Bye-bye. Go on.